Welcome to the lane. As you see, we're back in our normal spot. New tables, who's this? And, we're just hanging out, have a couple topics, and I'll pass it over to Sep.
So listen, I got a couple things I want to talk to you guys about, and I want to get your opinions on this stuff. So I was just thinking about it. Like, let's start with this topic, because I know this is the hot one.
Okay.
Sexualization.
Yeah, that is hot.
Of music and music videos.
Okay.
How do you feel about it? And then we'll get into specifics.
I like it.
Go ahead. Oh yeah, you like it?
I like it, but
you like it a lot?
I like it, yeah. But I'm not I like sexualized music videos, yes, but not exclusively. Like I'm not like, oh, this music doesn't have
but you
whatever.
Enjoy sexualized music.
Yeah, I'm like anyone else. I like sex and violence and stuff in movies and TV and stuff. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. All right.
What about you, Dave?
I mean, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I mean, I love seeing a good pair of titties and a nice booty.
Sure.
But
yeah.
Pair that with a good song.
Single bitties.
But like for me, I miss old music the way that it was back in the day. Like whenever people's music videos actually like told a story that went along with the song, instead of just having 15 girls shaking ass and titties and throwing money everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Like that's
yeah.
So
like I get it. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, like when I say back in the day, I don't mean like super old. I mean like late 90s, early 2000s.
See, I think what if it was super old? Like back in that day, the super old day.
Well, I have arguments.
The sex, there was some like raunchy, crazy shit. I've heard the old lady song talking about like suck my titties and
which that's
pull
not
my hair.
Shave me dry.
Yeah, whatever. Okay, I've heard that.
And that's not the only one.
But for the most part, like mainstream music, and I mean that's even kind of true today, I guess, but not so much. It's like more just implied, like it's not just so direct. Like I got a wet ass pussy. It's just like. I don't know what they would have said, but it's just like
real quick before we debate it, because I have a lot of points on this. But what do you think, Mike? Let's just get your general. Yeah. Well, first of all, did you say yes or no? If you had to decide, you like it or you don't like it?
Do I like it or not like it?
Yeah.
I mean, shit, a grown ass man don't like ass or titties.
Okay. All right. And then what about you, Mike? What's your yay or nay?
I don't really mind it either way.
Yeah.
I think I almost disagree with what was just said, that that now it's a little more subtle. I think that it's only gotten more dramatic over time because of the fact that it does get such a reaction.
Yeah.
Like when WAP came out, everyone's like, what? And like freaking out and like, that shouldn't be allowed and this and that.
Right.
But like, it's not any different than anything else.
That's my point.
It's not that shocking. It's just because everyone paid attention to it, and it was a big name at the time and big artist and stuff that people cared.
Yeah, I have a debate for both sides, but like, just so we're clear, what's your yes or no?
I mean, yes, but like asterisks, you know what I'm saying? I just wish it wasn't so overly sexualized for multiple reasons. Like, I also enjoy ass and titties, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's great. But at the same time, it's like, it's just too, like I said, it's like too direct, you know what I mean? Like, there's other things that can be said besides like, this how good I'm giving head and sucking dick and fucking fuck my wet ass pussy all the time. Like,
and do you feel like that's a new development?
I feel like it's more commonplace now. It's not a new development. But
well, check this out. So
really
one of like the biggest like radio songs when we were kids was
Trina.
Well,
you about to say something about Trina?
Well, no, Trina wasn't. She's not mainstream. She's a big artist, but she's not on like the radio.
Yeah, she's
Little John and the East Side Boys.
She was.
Yeah,
back in the day,
the Whisper song.
Yeah, you're right.
Petey Pablo, Freak a Leak.
Mm.
You can get it in your pussy. You can get it in your ass.
I can give you anything you handle.
Yeah,
you're right.
And that was all over the radio and in movies. Petey Pablo has songs in Drumline.
The radio version was censored, though. I don't even know what they said in the radio version.
Well, of course they didn't
and like
say
at that
pussy
age,
and ass.
I wasn't seeking out like the explicit.
But they don't say pussy and ass on the radio now.
Yeah, but they say wet and gushy. Like that's way more implied.
Those aren't swear words.
I know,
though.
but it's just like it's way more implied.
Well, it's the same
I would like
way
to hear
that- it's
the
the same
alternate
way-
to what you just said.
But it's the same
What do you
way
mean?
To the
when
Petey Pablo, like what was
The Petey
censored?
Pablo?
It was probably just
It's
censored.
It's like a radio thing.
Yeah,
like
probably.
Instead of
of
him saying pussy, he says dissel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I could see it.
So-
I could even see it being like you could get it in your. You know what I mean? Like how they edit shit on the radio.
The same way that like
I mean, it's
like
all,
Toes in the Water was.
Don't get me wrong,
The
like,
actual song is Toes in
you
the Water,
guys
ass
all
in the
know me,
sand,
I'm
but it's
the
Toes in the
most-
Water, toes in the sand on the radio.
Yeah, I'm the most fucking like crude humor like
Yeah, that's
type
what I'm
of dude.
saying, yeah.
Like that's me. Like I'm as far as how I am, but like I'm just saying in music, like I don't gravitate towards like
Well, let's be real. You're not
that-
going to be a Cardi B
I
fan.
wouldn't be a fan of that
Anyway,
anyways. Like,
yeah.
But also what Dave was saying as far as like, I like seeing women, but at the same time, it's like, it's got to where it's like every video is just like a bunch of bitches shaking their ass or like,
Dude,
Yeah.
it's been
you
that way
know,
since we were
it
kids.
has-
I mean,
has,
that's true,
but-
but it's like I feel like now it's more of a
I mean, shit. I
it's
would
more
even
of a
say,
thing where it's like nobody is trying to not have that in their
Yeah,
videos.
there's music videos
Back in
that
the
doesn't have
days,
that.
back whenever
Really?
we was younger and coming up, there were people who were like purposely going out of their way to not do that. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
It's been
Yeah,
a
but,
thing
like-
forever though. I mean, Madonna like is a
Sex-
perfect
sex
example.
sells.
Of that. It's
Ken-
always-
Yeah.
And I
Kendrick,
understand
J.
that. I
Cole.
respect it.
Well,
Led
like-
Zeppelin, the lead singer, was like he would just wear tight-fitting clothes and
Well, like, my
wear,
argument-
the shirt of the lady that he like slept with. the
Yeah,
night
yeah, I
before, you know
remember.
what
Yeah,
mean?
he'd like wear like the blouse.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is like how you were saying there was artists that would go against that. I
Mhm.
can name many that don't. Like J. Cole isn't like a twerk video artist. Kendrick isn't either. Neither
I
is
just-
Billie Eilish, which that's not rap, but I'm saying that.
Mhm.
Okay,
But
but
she does have one video like that.
but
though.
listen though, I'm saying we're just saying sexuality, right? We're not just talking about like a bitch shaking her ass.
Well, I guess it's any
It could be a
sexual
dude
image.
shaking
Okay,
Yeah,
there's
sex-
a-
like
it's
Lil
probably a
Nas
little
X.
what
Nas
I'm
video,
saying
yeah.
is,
Yeah.
there-
Which, by
like,
the way,
you
Lil
said
Nas
J.
was better
Cole.
than Don or CLB.
My example for J. Cole,
Yeah.
even though he's not purposely like going out of his way to do the sexual thing,
Uh-huh.
there's a video right now, him and Joyner Lucas.
Yeah, I know the song.
In the video, during J. Cole's verse, the girl is fucking a man.
Right, but that's what the song's about though.
Exactly.
That's different.
What about Wet Dreams? That was
Well-
two dogs, you know,
Well,
doing it. But
what I mean is
the
in
song
that
is about him.
in that example in the example is J. Cole has tons of songs that are not sexual at all.
Okay, I
And
got
those
you.
have
I
music
hear-
videos.
I hear what you
So
said.
for the one music video that he has that is sexual and it's
Yeah.
a sexual song, it's like, well, that makes sense.
Right.
Yeah, he don't.
It would be weird if
He
that
don't do
sexual.
that.
Yeah,
Like-
no.
Yeah. Well,
No,
That's
It'd be,
just
weird,
not
it'd be
called.
weird if that video was like them at the DMV and like nothing.
Yeah.
You'd be like, what?
Yeah.
What's this video?
Now the thing that I can see as a legitimate conversation out of that is the
Oh, this wasn't legitimate.
well, no, it is,
I'm playing, I'm
but it's
playing.
more of like an opinion of like, what do you think? You
Yeah.
know, this is it. Are you offended by it? Or are you not? Whatever. I'm not offended by it, but
No.
I think the bigger question out of it, and I don't really have a dog in the race. I don't care what anyone does with their art, with their whatever. If that's what they want to do, that's what they want to do. I think the real question is whether it is empowering or not. Because I know a lot of people would argue, well,
Yeah.
it is empowering, but then some people would say, well,
I think
you're
it.
kind of just appealing to, you know, the people that want to sleep with you rather than people who want to
See,
take you seriously.
So I have an opinion on both sides of that, which is, and there's no way to know.
right.
Are you okay? I saw that.
that's gonna be the close up.
And I don't know. There's no way to like prove this either way, but I feel like it depends on what your intent is.
Right.
Like if Megan Thee Stallion is shaking her ass because she likes to, and that's just what she was doing, and now she just has a platform where
Right.
she's doing it. Okay,
Right.
that's
Yeah,
fine.
and that's
Right.
But if she's
cool.
doing it to go, there's no way I could make it any other way. That's sad.
And see, me and you talked about this too. Is like some of these artists, like this is my thing. Like you're right. They have a platform, so it's like you have to be responsible with that platform a little bit. And even if you don't make music aimed at kids, you have to understand that there are kids out there that are going to see your shit.
I
I
It's
don't
not
think that
necessarily
artists
all your
should take
fault.
any responsibility
Yeah.
for
I
how
don't agree
anyone
at all.
else, because art is all
but
objective.
as I mean, this is just me, and you know what I'm saying.
With
If-
that-
if,
go
like
ahead.
Cardi B situation, like she has what, a daughter, son? I don't know.
she's
Like,
got multiple kids now.
multiple kids, whatever.
Yeah.
I think two.
I mean, either way.
And you're gonna use this
Like,
argument.
You know what I'm saying? They're growing up. They got to
She-
hear their mom rapping about their wet
No,
ass pussy.
well-
Like,
well,
oh,
no,
man,
here's
that's
the-
fucking cringe. Like, it's cringe to me now. You know what I'm saying?
There's
I feel
a
like I'm
video-
too adult for it. Like,
There's a video
like,
of
oh
her
my
listening
God.
to WAP in her house,
I know. I've
and
seen
her kid walks in, she
I've
turns it
seen it.
off.
Yeah.
So she does not let her kid
But
listen to that.
But that's the point. Is like everybody's trying to protect their kids from that. You know what I mean? It's
right.
like,
That is the
even
point.
at that-
Then do that.
Even at that, though, are you not telling me that you like? Okay, this is a legitimate question. I don't even mean to sound like an asshole when I say it.
Okay.
The more that whoever you were around that told that you had to follow their rules, like for me, like my parents and stuff, right?
Okay.
Anyone that you were around that was an authority figure, if they told you don't do this or don't listen to that or don't do whatever, that's exactly
you were
what you
definitely
did.
doing that. Yeah.
So regardless of what we say, like, because again, I personally, I
Y'all
don't
ain't
think
grow up
that,
around the people I grew up around. Not my black ass.
So wait, you're telling me when your parents said don't do this, you were like, yes.
But 9 times out of 10, I definitely listened because I was not a troublemaker when I was a kid.
I wasn't a troublemaker,
Not at
but
all.
I would do it.
But once
And I
you
did not
became
do
your
like
own-
bad
but once-
shit.
I'm not saying necessarily
really.
when you're a kid, but once you start finding yourself and becoming your own person.
Yeah, like when you're like
you
15.
didn't make decisions that you said, okay, this is all right for me, but like
That's what
they
I'm
wouldn't
saying.
approve
Like,
of it. You know what I mean?
like my,
I mean, this
it's
is
just me. It's just how I grew up.
Yeah, that's fine.
You know what I'm
this
saying?
is my thing too.
I
Like,
think that's a
guys-
fair argument for people, though. Like maybe not you specifically, but
Yeah.
a lot of people rebel against shit
Yeah.
that they're told for sure.
Guys don't do it as much as women, or in the same way as women, I should say. Like guys aren't like rapping about how great their dicks are.
Well,
You know what
no.
I mean? Like,
well, hold on. Well,
there
I
first
might
would
of
be
all,
a
argue that
line.
it's
There might
more
be a
that
line
way.
or a reference.
Yeah.
I would,
But it's like,
but let's
you'll
be
hear
honest.
like 10 references to a woman's pussy in her own song.
Okay.
Whereas like you might hear something about a dude's dick.
haven't
But he's
already-
not like, my dick is so big, my dick is so hard, my
Okay.
dick is so large. my
but
dick
the
is-"
whole time it's
I have
it's the-
I have two arguments for that.
Mhm.
One, there are artists that are like that.
yes.
Even especially like R&B,
A
like
lot of 'em.
not
Not
just
any
R&B,
mainstream ones.
but like R. Kelly is like that.
He's rapping, he's singing about his dick all
Yes.
the time.
Yes.
What do you think Ignition is about? Putting
Even-
my
even
dick
let's
in
take
your.
You're talking
let's-
about something from 20 years ago, though. I'm talking about
But no,
currently right
even
now. Like,
it doesn't matter.
Well, right,
because,
but shouldn't that go with the
Yeah.
argument that you're making?
okay,
That longer ago there was dirtier dudes. But my thing
there's
is,
still
R.
that
Kelly
amount.
is a really dirty dude.
He
Like,
is.
Okay,
that's
what
a
about
bad
JT?
example.
I've heard.
What about JT? What about JT?
I mean-
What did JT say? Like,
there's literally
that's what I'm saying. Like, he's not
there's
like.
so many songs. Like, I bet I'll have you
And
naked
again-
by the end of this song.
Wait,
I bet,
and again,
like,
the
Petey
Ignition
Pablo.
thing.
yeah.
Petey Pablo, I
Why
just
he
said.
keeps bringing up Petey Pablo. He wasn't even relevant. Petey Pablo had a couple of hits.
Earlier, you said.
Soldier Boy's better than Petey Pablo.
Earlier,
No,
you
he's
said
not.
that Soldier Boy was
Yes.
still relevant,
Soulja Boy
and
is
it
better than
changed the
Petey Pablo.
culture.
Hold on.
What?
You think that
But-
Soldier Boy is better than Petey Pablo? As an artist, I don't care about any of the dirty stuff.
As an artist, no. As
Okay.
relevant, yes.
Just making sure. I just
Yes.
that could be debated. That could be debated. I just want to
Where's
make
Petey
sure.
Pablo at? Where are you at, Petey?
No, that's what I'm saying.
Where you been, Pete?
That's what I'm saying. I'll give you him and Trick Daddy.
He got rich enough off of 2
Yeah.
songs, so he
I
don't
hope
give
you're
a
out
fuck.
there living rich and not dead under a fucking bridge.
No, I don't think
dude.
he's dead. I think we
'Cause-
would know if he was dead.
Yeah.
But
being
would
the
we?
tabloids.
I think
Would
so.
we?
Yeah, I think so for sure.
He's pretty
But
D-list, dude.
what I was
Might
gonna
not
say
even
though
know.
is this is the better argument against the dudes talking about their dicks. That's because
Dicks don't sell.
there's
Girls
no
like girls where I'm from.
there's
That's why.
there's value, like men value a woman on some dirty shit. Women aren't going, oh yeah, he does have the biggest dick, I'm gonna lap it up listening to it. They don't take media that way.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
So with that said, the women do it because the public is buying it. They want it.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying.
No one's
It's
going,
like-
oh, I can't. Like, I wouldn't be sitting here going, can't wait to hear how big Petey Pablo's dick is.
That's what I was saying. Like, I feel like I'm at like a weird age now, or just like
You're
a,
not
a
old.
maturity. I'm not old, but it's just like when I hear certain songs like that, it's just like so cringe to me. I'm like, oh, that's what they're doing these days. I'm like, oh,
That's what I'm
God,
saying.
no.
Like, they do that.
understand
They've
that.
always done that.
Ugh,
But
like,
here's
it's fucking-
the
but
thing,
when I was
too.
younger, I would probably be right on the bandwagon. Like,
Right.
yes, this
Yeah.
is fucking dope
But
as
here's,
fuck. Like,
here's the thing is like I know it's different for y'all because like or I guess I should say it's different for you two than it is for us two because we don't have kids.
Yeah.
But and especially with you too, like your kids are getting older. You're because if I'm like you guys have kids around the same age, but yours are older, right?
He has one
We-
older, right?
well, yeah, he
Well,
is.
our
they're like
kids are the same age.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I thought your
The
daughter
older
was
ones
older.
are the same age, and the younger
Oh,
ones are
okay.
the same
Oh,
age.
okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I didn't either. I thought his kids were all under your daughter's age.
I think Tristan's a little younger than Maddie, but not by
maybe
much.
like a couple months.
Yeah, and
Tristan will be 12 in a couple days. So
I'm not gonna lie, I've only seen.
Yeah, so they're like a couple months apart, and then Tay and Bray are like a month apart.
I'm not gonna lie,
literally
I've
1
only
month.
seen photos, so women grow and stuff faster, and they just probably seem younger to me. You know what I mean?
Well, and
Anyway.
that's what I'm saying though. Is you have a young daughter that is now going into school and not I shouldn't say going into school.
Well,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
Like they're getting older in school and whatever.
Right.
And so like that makes sense that would be something that you'd be like, I don't really want her to like hear that and do whatever. But I personally I would argue that like even again that's why I say we have different like I don't have
like
kids.
views. Yeah.
For me,
Viewpoints.
I almost think like there's no way to shield people from it, and people are gonna find it whether they want to or not. Like they're in the world we live in now. There's no like shielding anyone from anything. It's you're gonna find something horrible or something.
And if she
find
finds
something
it on her own,
know.
that's cool. But like
Right.
to me, it's super uncool. Like I'll just keep going back to like WAP. There's other songs like it,
Sure.
but it's super uncool for a dad to be playing that in the car with his 12-year-old daughter. Like that is not cool.
I mean, I wouldn't do
Like,
that either.
There's
Right.
nothing cool about that, or a mother, or anyone. Like that
Right.
is not cool. Like that's
Well,
weird. Like,
I wouldn't do that either, but I would say that is more the argument that I'm making.
Mhm.
That the answer is not cancel WAP, don't put WAP on the radio. The answer is
You
turn the
make your
station.
Right, turn the
you make
station.
your
Yeah.
own decisions about
Yeah.
you and your own.
And
Also,
to
I
be
would
honest,
say-
no one is saying to not do that.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
Cardi B isn't being like, you're fucking whack if you turn my shit off in the car. Like, you know what I mean?
No,
Like,
I feel it. Another thing for me is like as far as being an artist and making that kind of music, and I think you guys made reference to like I had one line where I said something and you guys are like, oh, you never say stuff like that.
yeah.
So, that's just because for me, like I said, it's like just kind of like cringe to me. Like I don't know, like it's just
Well, again, though, that's not who
it's
you
not fitting,
are.
but not necessarily to me alone. It's like I don't want other people to like, not necessarily that line, but
No,
like
I
if
know.
I was being super over sexualized, like I would feel weird showing
But-
it to someone or something. Like check
Yeah.
out my song where I'm talking about my dick and how good I fucked this bitch.
Right, right,
like,
but that's what I'm saying.
They're
though, is that-
they're like, wow, that was cool, bro.
Yeah.
Like good song. Like
I mean, that's a fair
Like-
point, but that's kind of what I'm saying, though, is that's because that's not who you are.
that's what I'm saying.
Like, in an example of a Cardi B who was a stripper
Right,
and all
that's
that
just
shit,
who she
that
is,
is who
like-
she is, yeah.
okay, I mean,
And
I
on top of
understand
that, mix that with the cultural landscape of that stuff is selling right now.
On the flip side, is it any different what Lil Nas X is doing?
It's not different.
No.
The only thing different is that it's not heterosexual. It's the only difference.
The reason
You're right.
I will say I think that both WAP and any of the recent videos that Lil Nas has done are absolutely genius for the reason that they know what they're doing. They know that they're gonna piss people off.
Yeah, same with WAP. I mean,
And that's
realistically,
what I said. Like the thing is though is they know that that's going to piss people off, but because so many people are going to be pissed off about it, that means that many more people are going to hear about it and watch it and listen to it and whatever.
you can go further. I'm not saying they plan this, but you can go further where more people are going to go watch it because they're going to be like, what is everyone mad at Lil Nas X about? So they're going to go watch it. Then the people who are going to comment on it and say, this is terrible, look at this, they're pushing it to other people. And then the people who love it are like, this is dope. And then the people that are like, my mom told me I can't watch this, so I'm watching this every fucking day now.
Yep.
Like
Right.
it's you have every layer of it that
You're right,
it's
you're right.
only but that's what I'm saying though is that I try to put myself in the scenario of like, okay, if I was a young like gay guy who's broke into the industry and people don't know that I'm gay, and then I tell them just to tell them so they know, and then everyone freaks out all negative about it, then I'd probably do the same shit.
Oh,
I'd be like,
yeah.
well, fuck you guys then. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know if I would do the same thing, meaning like, don't know if I would do an all naked video and all that, but I'm saying that I would probably hammer home like, well, fuck you.
Well,
Like,
And the thing is like I don't really feel like there's anything different about like I understand why people are like up in arms about it like in general. Like I understand what they're but like
the reality is they're just not comfortable with homosexuality.
yes.
Yeah.
And what's
Yeah.
interesting is like I don't have any issue with it. It's not what I'm into.
Yeah.
But like I don't have any issue with it.
Well,
and so it comes down to like at some point, maybe, as much as you may not agree with it, maybe someone some kids seeing that and being like, oh, there's other people out there that are
I think so
that are
too.
like me or that understand where
that's
I'm
with any-
what I'm
that's-
going
from the
through.
bright side, I guess. but
Yeah, and that's gonna happen with any form of.
I would just rather
Mass
listen to
media.
the music
Right.
than watch the videos.
I'm like that already.
Yeah,
I was just about to-
His
I
videos
was
have
just about
great
to say,
production
like-
value.
Oh, yeah.
Like they're over the top crazy.
Yeah.
Like as far
But I
as
mostly listen to music, not watching. I
Yeah.
listen.
yeah, I
like-
don't want to see that.
but some videos.
But
are
even
cool,
if
though.
even if you're not looking, the sexuality is still there
Yeah,
through the shit
Yeah.
that they're saying.
yeah,
well,
you're
and see,
right.
You
and,
know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But it's
So
always
it
been
don't
that way
matter.
too.
yeah, and
Like-
Nas is different in the lyrics. Nas is different than Cardi and Megan because he'll have lyrics that are like, oh damn,
Yeah.
but it's like a lyric in the song. Where
Mhm.
Cardi B is the song. It's the
Mhm.
whole song.
Yeah.
But what I'll say though is that the thing that frustrates me is like I was saying this when Cardi and the Megan stuff and all that was happening, but it's kind of like how people aren't comfortable with like the homosexuality thing. You have this element of dudes don't mind that other dudes have been saying for decades now. That's why I fucked your bitch. She sucked my dick in the ride and all that shit. That's all fine. But as soon as a girl goes, I'm gonna suck your dick in that ride, they're like, whoa, hold up. This
Right.
isn't cool. It's literally the same shit.
Yeah.
It's just that men don't like it's weird. It's like
I
the
mean,
other
yeah, I was gonna say for men too, it goes that way too.
'Cause, like,
if a
you
dude's
love
rapping
Lil
that way,
Wayne.
like I would turn that off too. Yeah,
and
like,
he's got so many lyrics that I could quote right now that are dirty as fuck.
now that I'm really thinking of it, my whole perspective really does come from like I guess being a father and
Yeah.
just like wanting to protect my kids and
Which-
just be like, no,
Yeah.
I don't want you
Which
guys to
my
hear that
argument
shit,
for
like-
that, you and I've talked about it before.
And I cuss around them all the time. I say all kinds of shit. Like I'll
Yeah.
literally be like, "Suck my fucking dick." Like it's different. It's
Cardi
like,
B not better
yeah.
say it though.
It's like it's similar to the saying of like, "Do as I say, not as I do," or something.
Yeah.
But like, you know what I mean? It's just like,
No, you and I have talked about it before. I actually fully respect that opinion,
mhm.
but that doesn't justify. Which I'm not saying you're saying this, but that doesn't justify people trying to cancel it or trying to be like, well, you make art, you make
Yeah,
music,
you
and
can't
kids
cancel
like
it.
music.
Art is art. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's sad that some kids get exposed to it so early. I feel like because just as an example, I took my daughter, she's 12, and her cousin who's 12 to the fucking haunted house a couple
Haunted house, yeah.
weekends ago, and like this little girl was in line in front of us with her. Like it was just like a little group of friends. Like their oldest sibling was probably like 13 or 14 maybe, and it was like all her little younger siblings.
Okay.
And this little girl ran over. She was probably like maybe 6 or 7, and she just ran over and like started twerking on this like fake alien, like bent over, just getting it. And
I'm not
was
gonna lie,
like-
that's funny, but I understand what you're saying.
She
Is
said something to the effect of like I'm Cardi B or like something like that or whatever, and they were like, "Oh my god, get over here" and stuff. I'm just like, "Oh my god!" Like
I mean,
it's just like
I'm not
it's-
gonna lie, that's really cringy.
It's like over sexualizing kids. You know what I'm saying? Like they see that, they absorb it.
It's not.
The artist doesn't necessarily have to be responsible.
They're definitely not.
But
No,
at the
'cause-
same time, you know that the art you're making is getting out there to.
Well, because here's the
many
thing, though,
years,
is either
like-
way, though, I would argue that even without that type of music or those type of videos, they're still going to be exposed to
Well,
that.
my thing,
Yeah.
yeah,
Just think about when the internet came around for us. Like I know you guys are a little bit older than I am,
yeah,
but
yeah.
like,
we were there. We were there.
Yeah,
for
I was
it.
there for
I
the
remember
beginning.
when
Yeah.
YouTube
Day
came
one.
out, and I'm like, wait a minute, what is this? And so like only from there, like that's not that long ago in our
That's
time.
crazy, dog.
But
He gets
like,
to say, "I remember when YouTube came out." We
I
get to
mean,
say, "I remember
remember
when,
when
the internet."
yeah, the
Yeah.
dial-up.
no, like
Yeah,
no,
like,
granted, I
He
was,
was
a
alive
baby.
before
yeah,
then.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
a baby when all that
Right,
was
right.
going
You
on.
were-
He just wasn't
alive.
fully
Yeah.
sentient.
Yeah, you
But,
just
like,
wasn't there yet.
For example, with how accessible, like if your
I know.
if your kid
We'll
has
fix
a
it for the future. I promise.
fucking hate this.
if your kid has a phone or
That's-
whatever age,
I told
if,
him the
if you
same
say
thing,
like
yeah.
like I know with my parents they didn't let me have any type of phone until like middle school probably,
See,
and then
it
that
later
was-
than that. Probably
I was in
but
high
that
school.
was
Yeah.
that was not a smartphone. That was just
But I was just
a
about to say the phones we
like-
had wasn't doing
Oh,
shit.
yeah.
oh
though.
no
No, I
You
didn't
could
mine
play
was-
Snake.
Yeah.
was
and that's
little
it.
Kyocera brick phone.
Yeah.
Mine had what you say on it,
Dude,
and that was
this
the
is-
one song.
This is actually hilarious.
Remember the
And
Sidekick?
you, oh, dude.
Yeah.
Yes,
Sidekick was my
I
shit,
I
yeah.
love Sidekick. I had the 2, the 3, and
yeah.
the XL. But
Ooh.
what I was gonna say is, because you two will know this, I work with a lot of younger people, and this
Mhm.
came up, and we were playing video games, and I was asking my buddy Kirk if he remembered this. He was like, "Oh wow, yeah. You remember that you could text there'd be a commercial on screen, and it'd be like, text this number, and that's how you got ringtones.
That's how you got ringtones.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I
And
definitely
fucking
remember
Crazy
that shit.
Frog would come up on
Yes.
TV.
Yes.
It was on Nick. It was on Teen Nick a lot.
Could you
Yep.
imagine that now?
Oh
You're
my
watching
God.
Netflix and it's like, text so and so to get Squid Game.
You remember the
ringtone.
fucking Netflix used to get mailed to your house?
Yeah,
They
I
still do
remember
that.
that.
They still do that.
They
Yeah,
still
but
do?
Why?
But before it
mean,
used
why?
to be like just
People still have DVD players, dude.
yeah, but
Why
if you
would you
do,
just
fuck
stream it?
yourself.
No, what? Because most shit you can't like. Okay, the DVD functionality after they added streaming, the whole purpose of that is because not everything is on streaming.
Blu-ray.
They have everything on DVD
Yes.
now?
Like
yeah.
fucking.
Oh.
well, they
bro,
started off that way.
I
though.
can't think of a movie that you couldn't get. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Like they don't need rights to
No.
do that. They need rights to have streaming,
Yeah.
which is actually weird when you think about it.
Yeah, like you're
Well, I
That-
guess
that's kinda weird.
because
That's a weird
I guess
loophole.
it-
like
I
you're
guess
selling
it-
my shit.
Well, you're renting
But they're not.
it technically.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
the thing is
But-
technically they own that copy of it, and you're just
You're just
renting
borrowing
it,
that
so
copy. You're right.
You're not.
You're right.
Yeah, that makes
You're right.
sense.
That's a movie.
You
Like that's a
borrow a
movie
copy,
rental,
get charged
family
60
video.
But for streaming, then that's like they have to. That's their version of buying it is buying the licensing for it
Yeah,
because
I
it's
see.
not a physical product you can own. It's just a
Yeah,
file.
that's true. They don't own. Yeah, that's true.
Now, okay, what I was gonna say.
yeah,
with
sorry, I
that,
didn't mean
though-
to
sorry,
derail
no,
you.
I forgot.
YouTube, early internet.
So like when the internet came around, I definitely saw shit and I shouldn't have seen.
Oh,
Right.
You're telling me
we all
like-
did. We all did.
But-
now,
Rotten.com.
but now you have kids that are like 3 years old with an iPhone.
yeah.
Right.
You're telling me like those like even if that music never existed, never did no those videos didn't exist, they'd still find something.
That's way deeper
Because
than
that's
that, bro.
just- it's
that's
the
just-
world.
That
It's the
goes to
world.
that's your mom. That's your parents.
Well, I'm
that ain't got
saying.
nothing to do with a kid. If
No,
you're
yeah,
3
no, no,
years
no.
old with an iPhone, that's your mom or your
Yeah,
dad.
that's on you, yeah.
But again, I'm even arguing. No matter what time you get that, like whatever time you start to like, oh, there's a computer in the house. I'm gonna go figure out how to use it.
Yeah.
You're still gonna find stuff that you shouldn't see at
Well,
that age.
and let's be real
Like,
too.
you know.
You could be the best parent,
Oh yeah.
and you could censor everything, and then they
Yeah.
go to a friend's house.
Yeah. It's
And then-
over with.
Yeah.
I mean, shit happens. But
I remember when I was going through puberty, we used to go to my buddy's house and play GTA. It might
Nice.
have been 3 or 5. I can't remember.
pick up some hookers, go to the
Yeah,
strip.
Hell
we go to the
yeah.
strip club.
He's like, this
And
is how
then-
you do it.
And then we watched the stripper give you a lap dance, and we'd be like, I don't have a boner. What are you talking about?
He'd be like, turn around. We'll go back to back and be off.
And it's
Hey,
like,
could
it's
you
like
leave the
8
room for like
pixels
10 minutes?
It's like 8 pixels of a stripper going,
Yeah, and you're like, I don't know what this is, but these pixels got me going.
Anyways, all right, I'm gonna bring this back on track with our next
Yeah.
subject.
Yeah, I think to round that up, though, at least if maybe you can disagree,
Yeah.
I think the roundup of that is that it's up to the parents to.
yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah.
It's I mean,
and like I said, I don't hate that kind of music. I just don't prefer it. I
Right.
don't seek it out. I don't make it.
I don't think we're the
But-
demographic for it at all.
no.
I
And,
respect it,
and I
though.
know you were about to
It's-
change
it
the
is
subject,
what
but I was gonna say real quick
I'm also
how you
gonna
how
add
you
after
were
him.
saying
Finish up.
how you were saying that every artist should know that they
Final thoughts.
are gonna hear all that and stuff, you know.
Yeah.
Well, I make music, and a lot of my music deals with like suicide. So you
Okay.
could make the argument, hey man, you shouldn't be talking about suicide.
It's like-
a lot of people could be listening
But
to
you're
this.
still alive. So your music is more like I overcame suicide thoughts.
Well,
Or-
did I?
but
It
you
could still
could
be going through
but
it.
Well, you're still here though.
Let me take that
Yes,
to another.
but I'm saying the
extreme.
negative element of it. There's a
During-
negativity of it.
When
is what I'm saying.
I
Columbine
see what you're
happened,
saying.
they tried to blame Marilyn
Marilyn
Manson.
Manson.
Final thoughts.
And that was something that like the kids even weren't even fans of
Yeah.
his.
Eminem too.
They
But
loved him.
But here's the
They
thing.
dressed just like him.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing though. Is even in that case, I know that's
One's
much
name was
different.
Marilyn and one's name was Manson.
I know that's a much different. A school shooting is much different than kids
Didn't
seeing
like
someone
him.
shaking their ass on TV.
Yeah, I agree.
But my point is that we like people were treating it the same way, where it's like, well, that person shouldn't like they should take responsibility for it, and it's like, well, the thing is though is everything's subjective.
Yeah.
Everything is you're gonna get out of it what you want. And now to go back to just to finish it up, to go back to the parent thing, like it's up to the parents to make those decisions. Is that the smartest thing I've ever heard was it was in a documentary about Columbine. And
Okay.
Marilyn Manson was being interviewed about
Seemed like
that.
a big Columbine fan.
Do you want to talk
Not.
about it?
but
Biggest heroes.
I think you found your co-shooter. He wants to commit suicide anyways. So
but
get to it.
they asked they
Take
like
some
they
people out on the
asked,
way.
they asked Manson, they were like, well, so like, you know, what do you do you take any responsibility for that, or do you feel any guilt for it? And he said,
Of course
no.
not. Of course
And,
Why
not.
would
and
you?
they were like, okay, so what do you what's your opinion? And he was like, well, obviously they weren't even, number one, they weren't even fans of mine, but if they were, maybe it's that they just wanted someone to listen, and the parents obviously weren't doing that.
Exactly.
Damn, that's real.
Shitty ass.
I was gonna
parents.
say a funny way.
blame it on the their
Yeah.
parents were probably great.
Yeah.
They were like,
As Will
oh my
Smith said,
God.
parents just don't understand.
well, what's funny is
That's right, and I'm a parent, so I don't understand.
yeah. What I was gonna argue is, have you ever watched the South Park Bigger, Longer, Uncut?
I don't
Yeah.
own a TV.
Okay. Well then, a lot of your problems that you're complaining about are kind of solved then, huh?
You own a giant poster of Stone Cold, but you don't
Yeah.
have a TV.
He's
I
like-
traded my TV for the poster.
He's like, I'm sick of all these dirty music videos that people
All right.
tell me about. I don't have a TV.
we gotta switch subjects, so
Yeah.
I'll just ask Jay. Final thoughts on the sexualization.
More of it.
I mean, it's around. It's
More
gonna be
pussy,
there.
more
He
ass.
likes tickle bitties.
More
Yeah.
dicks. Let's go.
Let's go.
No dicks.
Oh, okay.
No, thank you.
More dicks.
You
Let's
hear
No
that,
go.
Lil
dicks,
Nas?
all
Cut
balls.
that shit out.
Only balls.
All right.
All right.
All I was gonna say with the South Park thing is that there's a thing in that where
Oh,
the
yeah.
parents keep blaming Canada instead of
Blame
themselves.
Canada.
Yeah, that's what's going
that's
on
the
right
South
now.
Park movie.
Yeah, that's
You
what's
can
going on right
subscribe
now.
to my Only Balls at
Only Balls.
onlyballs.com/lostbetween.
Is that where you get the dick oil?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. All right, listen. So,
All right. Next subject.
Slash
we've been
crew.
talking about all these whack ass motherfuckers. Cardi B.
I think
Who else were we just talking
Petey
about?
Pablo,
Megan the Stallion.
Petey Pablo.
Lil Nas X.
Lil Nas X. He's cool.
He is cool. I like him.
But we're gonna talk about a real legend right now, and I think we can all agree, Lil Wayne. And if you didn't know, now you know, because I'm telling you. And I feel like a lot of people don't know.
Then now you know.
Yes. Lil Wayne.
you gonna finish the line? Okay. I paused. I waited.
I pause and look at Mike like careful.
I'm
It's
sorry.
like,
I like backed up from
Yeah,
the
yeah,
mic.
yeah. You look at everybody in the room. I'm looking at everybody in the room. Like, who gonna say it? I'm waiting.
And if you don't know,
now you know. Next topic. What were you gonna say about Wayne? That thing he dropped.
So
that
Lil
song?
Wayne drops a song. It's called "You Dig," and it comes from 2008. Did you listen to it?
I did. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. He
Did you
dropped
happen
it
to
as
listen
like
to it?
a.
Okay.
It's
I
from
My
definitely
dad
listened
listened
to
to it, and it sounds like 2008.
Yep.
Definitely.
It's very 2008. It
It
could have
does.
been on the Carter 3. Really, like it sounds like
Yeah,
the same flow
Mhm.
pattern and everything.
which makes sense.
6 foot.
So I could tell why it was a throwaway track because it's not like
It's not,
the
yeah.
greatest, but it is nice and refreshing to hear new old Wayne like that. What do you guys think? Like Wayne was better than because also like that's a hard judgment because that like I said that track wasn't that great. But listening to it, that was my thought. Was like, what was this really as great as we thought it was back then, or was it just kind of like?
Oh. Okay, so you're asking like, is it as good as we think, or is it like nostalgia or
Yeah,
whatever?
or
whatever.
like where does he stand now? You know what I mean? Like is he actually better now? We all thought he got worse, but if you compare
I think
now
he got
to
better.
that,
I think he got better. Like the
Well-
Carter 5 was dope.
Yeah, but the Carter 5 compared to the Carter 4.
But
compared to the
also,
Carter 3,
though,
compared to the Carter 2,
Well, I
Well,
think
the
the Carter
Carter
4 is
the Carter
the
2
best.
I like
Kinda-
is the best. I think
yeah.
the Carter 2 is the best.
they kind of progressively got worse.
Now here's the
after
thing
2.
though.
See, I don't think
Like,
so. I think
is-
4 is better than 3.
But
But I
I
like
see your
both.
argument though is
We-
like
we
how
had that
much of that
conversation
is
before.
that we grew up listening to that and how much of it's like that nostalgia
That's the
of
nostalgia,
like
yeah.
that was the
it
thing at the
reminds you of a
time.
time
Yeah.
and a place like, you know, like
But I guess
Because
like,
again, looking back, I mean, a lot of the stuff to me, at least, and maybe maybe it is because we grew up in that time. Like I love looking back at some '90s stuff, regardless of genre or whatever. And I look back and I'm like, like I see why it was big at the time. And then I hear stuff now and I'm like, okay, we're moving forward, like in all sorts of genres and stuff. I'm like, okay, we're getting better at this, whatever. But then I'll look at the mid 2000s stuff and I'm like, half of this is just absolute garbage.
yeah.
well,
Like now compared to what we have now, I should say.
I think what
There's
happened.
nothing happening.
Well, I think
There's-
what was going on is the change in technology
Yes.
was happening
Yep.
in that time. So now we like before we were doing it the old way. And then like for example, like T-Pain comes in and now there's auto-tune, great.
Yep.
But now auto-tune is in every song.
In the
Mhm.
next 5 years or so, there will be a nostalgia boom for the early 2000s. Like
Yeah.
we're still
I think
living
we're- I
in the
think
tail
we're in
end
it
of
a
the
little bit,
90s.
yeah.
Like
We're kind of in it right now with like
Yeah.
the MGK shit, but I think with rap, I think that will happen.
You're right. We're getting into the early because like you guys know, like several years back, it was like kind of an 80s boom.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then we went
Yeah.
through like a 90s boom, and now it's now it is kind of early 2000s.
I guess like
Kinda,
especially with rap, like as far as like
it's always 20 years.
the big
behind.
artists
Yeah,
at the
kinda,
time.
yeah.
If you look at like the
Maybe
90s
the
into
boy
the
groups
2000s,
coming back.
if you think of like 90s to 2000s, right? In the 90s, you had like gangster rap was a huge thing. You had like
Yeah.
you had all that style, like the East Coast West shit. Or
Yeah.
West
Then you
Coast
also
shit.
had like party rap.
But yeah, and
like
then
dance songs.
when you went into the 2000s, there were still people that were huge at that time carrying that on. Whether like it's not the same style, but they were progressing it a little. Like whether you want to say it or not, like the Game, 50 Cent, like
Right.
those type of people were still kind of in that old school sound. But then I think what's happening is we now look back at like almost the 90s stuff and be like, some of that stuff was pretty corny.
I'm not
and,
gonna
like,
lie to
pretty
you.
bad.
My entire life, I've not.
But
liked
then,
most
but
90s
now
rap.
we're almost moving into that with the 2000s stuff too,
Well,
where we're
you
like,
just said-
some of it's a little like outdated.
That goes into the conversation that we had off air earlier, where he said like people like 50 Cent and Game were like kind of like carrying on
Yeah.
that 90s gangster
Mhm.
style, but it was people like Kanye, people like Soulja Boy.
I would argue
people like
though, that even
T-Pain.
Kanye at some
you could
point
put a
was
lot
still
of people
like
in there.
he was moving it past there. But like think about Jay-Z though. Jay-Z was in that same time, but like his was
Jay-Z
still
evolved
more
over
the
time
old
to where like
school.
he kind of did do like he was never like as gangster rap as
right,
like
but
gangster
he still
rap.
had that old school.
But he
type.
still was talking about
Yeah.
selling crack and like
Yeah,
like
definitely.
being from the street and
He
you know.
kind of like, not him exclusively, but he's one of the people that like commercialized it.
Yeah. He had like commercial street rap.
Well,
yeah,
same
for
with
sure.
Nas. Nas has never really changed from his original style. It's
Right.
all been the same.
Yeah.
Like he just put out an album. I think it was this year, and that's what we were listening to the other day. Is even though it has the newer like more like trap style beats to it, it's still like the old school flow that
Yeah,
he does.
yeah,
you know?
definitely.
You said party rap in the 90s. Like, who would you consider party rap?
Well, I'm saying like these are gonna be really corny. Like I'm
no,
gonna tell you that.
I just want to.
But like that would be like things
like
like
Will Smith and shit.
yeah, Will Smith,
Easy.
Marky Mark.
Oh, okay.
Although
The
that might
Funky
that might
Bunch.
be 80s. Is that 90s?
That's the 80s. Marky Mark.
It's got to be like on the threshold
Yeah,
though
it's
of
right
like
around
late
there.
80,
I don't
early
know.
90s.
I don't know.
I don't know either. But like shit like that, like
To
that,
an extent,
or like
even some of Snoop's stuff,
or
or,
like-
even some of Easy, like all that
This
stuff.
is-
There was still like little bits that were the more party stuff.
I have a
like,
good, I have a
Right.
really
You
good
know.
one.
But I would still
Jump
consider
around.
them gangster
Yeah.
rappers.
Yep. Jump
Jump
around.
around.
Jump
But a
around.
lot of that shit like that in the 90s and shit, I feel like it was a lot of one-hit wonders. And what the
It
point I'm
is,
trying to
it
make
is.
is like it wasn't until the early 2000s that like the people that I just named were able to come in and be consistent stars in the rap world
But
and,
I would-
and weren't
Hmm.
considered street or
But I would
nothing
argue
at
that
all, you
even
know what I mean?
with Soulja Boy, it was
He is-
Crank That. That was it.
He is a one hit wonder.
Like
Yeah.
there was
no, he
there
had
was
that Kiss Me Through the Phone.
Yeah,
He-
but
you gotta
right,
look
but
up a list,
but
he
they
has
weren't as
several
big.
hits.
Like
He has
if
several
you hear anything played by him now, it's Crank
Oh,
That.
Crank
yeah.
that. That's what
And
he's
it's-
known
of
for
course.
still right now.
You
Right.
said
Of
right
course.
now?
Right now,
Yes.
he's still known for Crank That.
Yes.
What about that Rick and Morty?
Oh yeah.
That shit's
People know him for it.
That is like
people
he's
still,
like this is like
people
Soldier
still-
Boy's second coming out.
No.
Right
but
now,
I
with
didn't
that
even
Rick and
know-
Morty
it is-
shit,
it
dog.
I
is
didn't even
not-
know until you just said that was him.
It's
so
still
like,
nowhere
if you,
near.
If you went, and
I'm not
asked
saying it's
100 people,
as big
Not
as
even
Crank
close.
That. I'm
That's what-
saying
I'm
if you ask a young person, not us, if you ask a young person who is Soldier Boy, what song does he sing? They're going to say Rick and Morty.
I don't
They're
know,
not
though.
going to
I
say
would
Crank
say-
That.
I would
It's
It's
say if
possible.
you-
I think it's possible.
But
But-
Crank That was huge.
That's
What
what
did
I'm
it say?
saying.
Like a billion fucking
It's on- I'll
downloads
look
or
it up
some
right
shit.
now.
Like Crank That
But
was
that's
huge.
what I'm saying is if and I don't
So-
think like because you could say like
should I
if not
search?
asking
Numbers?
us because we remember Crank That whereas like the
Mhm.
young kids wouldn't. But if you just took 100 random people, a handful of them would say Rick and Morty, but most people out of that 100 would probably say Crank That.
I think anyone
there's
over
already-
16,
depends on the age.
Yeah.
Depends
Yeah.
the age.
Yeah, it
I would
depends
say
on
I
how
would even
old you are.
argue maybe
like young.
Here's
13,
another
14
good
and
example
above
because
would
like off the
remember it.
top of your head, like this is a known artist, fucking Celine Dion. What's the first song you think of for Celine Dion?
My heart will go on.
Yeah, that. Yeah.
But she definitely had other hits, right?
Yeah.
But what the fuck were they?
I mean, I can
remember
pull-
that one?
I can pull it
because
up.
I
that was
only
the
remember
huge
My
one.
Heart Will Go On.
And that's why
I
people
don't know any
remember
other-
Crank That, because that was the huge one.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what
yeah.
any band
what
or
I'm saying.
anything. You know what I mean? Like that.
We're
was-
arguing, but we're arguing the same point.
Well, yeah.
I know.
But the point that I'm making is that we can name "Kiss Me Through the Phone," right?
Right.
We can name that song, but that was not a hit song.
No.
It wasn't.
I mean, what do we consider a hit? Like,
He said anything that's on the radio.
I don't remember ever hearing that on the radio a lot.
yeah, what? Oh, dude, that was.
Well, you just wasn't
super-
listening then. It was on the radio
Yeah, you
all
was
the
probably
time, I
listening to different
promise.
stations or something,
Compared to Crank That.
yeah, more
Just
so.
as much.
More so,
No
I think.
way.
Equally.
I'm about to look it up right now.
I
Let's
think
see.
Kiss Me
Like,
Through the Phone
damn near.
was spun more than Crank That on the radio.
There's
Like,
no way.
I'm talking radio. Like,
I couldn't imagine. Maybe you might be right.
yeah.
But my thing overall is that my point was saying that wasn't that it wasn't on the radio.
Oh, sorry.
My point was saying that was that name me another, not the Rick and Morty one, but name me another Soulja Boy song. I can think of one, but it's not a hit. It's just because I happen
Yeah,
to know
bitch,
it.
yeah.
I was just about to say that's yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I can't even. I'm not a super fan like that. so, like,
Another
I can't
he
think
has
of
a
his
more modern song
songs,
called
but-
Draco. But
Oh yeah, yeah.
but my point is that I'm really pulling at it to like really try to think like of other hit songs. Now what you said with most artists saying that most artists are like that. Their biggest song and then they have hits, but you don't know what they are. I can name me an artist besides Celine Dion, because to be honest, I could barely name that song that you guys were talking about. I don't know Celine Dion, but name another famous
name another famous artist that you'd only know one song.
that you think that only had.
Oh, you like?
I'm
that's-
saying
you
that,
think
like-
of one song off the top of your
Yeah.
share.
You're naming these songs.
I ain't
I'm
got
not.
no
I'm
idea.
not a
Britney
60-year-old.
Spears,
I'm not a 50-year-old
Toxic.
woman.
Britney Spears.
Okay, great.
See, for me,
I can
Britney
name a
Spears,
bunch.
It would probably be "Hit Me One More Time."
I was
Like,
gonna say it's Hit Me Baby
I can name a lot.
for Britney Spears.
Toxic.
I can name a lot.
That's the
yeah.
one,
If you
though.
seek
what's the
Amy,
one
But
you
the
think of,
one
though?
that you think of with Britney Spears.
That's not
Hit
the, I
me,
know, I know.
baby, one more time.
I know,
That's
not-
it.
Right. That's not the point I'm making. The point I'm
How
making
is I supposed to
is that-
know?
Nailed it.
the point that I'm making is that Britney is not a one-hit wonder. When I am arguing that Soulja is,
Oh, okay. I see what you're
Yes.
saying. Well,
just
yeah.
because we can name another song that hit the
Well,
radio
this
doesn't make it a
conversation
hit.
somehow went like
Oh,
way to
I
left
know
field.
one.
We've
I
been
know
talking
one.
about
I
Lil
know-
Wayne, so let tie it back in.
Yes.
Was like what's Lil Wayne? What's the Lil Wayne song you think of?
I can think of so many. Like I don't have
What's the
one.
one,
I don't
though?
have
A
one.
Millie.
A Millie's up there,
I feel like unfortunately it might be a Millie, and
but it
that's
could
not
also
even
be
one of
Lollipop, which is more
Lollipop.
unfortunate.
I feel like a
6
Millie
foot,
bigger.
7 foot.
You think a Millie is bigger than
Millie?
Lollipop?
Oh,
See,
I
I'm
don't
too
know.
old,
Yeah.
man.
Lollipop.
I'm too old. I ain't fucking with none of that. That ain't what I remember.
Well,
Airplane.
we're talking about
Yeah, I'm saying like what's the
What's the
popular
iconic?
perception, like the iconic
not the
song,
first
like-
song or the one that you like the most, the one that you think is like,
Go DJ.
Yeah, that's
Nah.
mine. Like kind of go to too.
nah.
That is
I
like
would honestly say
Not only,
very,
Lollipop.
very
not only
popular.
do I think that
One
that's
song.
like,
Let's go to
Every
YouTube.
song.
I
What's
guess
the first thing
I
that
guess I'm
pops up?
presenting it in the fact of like if you walked up to like a foreigner and they're like, "Who is Lil Wayne?"
yeah.
And
I don't know what
and
accent
they were
that
like,
is, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
You didn't want to be
Who is
offensive, so you
Lil
went
Wayne?
like,
I went everywhere.
yeah.
I went around the world with
This
that
is a
accent.
foreign accent from Foreign Town.
But it's like what's like the main song you could show them that they
Millie.
might have heard before?
Right. It
You
would
know what
have
I
to
mean?
be
Like-
a
Or
Millie,
Lollipop,
Lollipop, or one of his features, like a DJ Khaled
Yeah.
song that he's on, or maybe even a Drake track.
What's better, Wayne features or Wayne songs?
Wayne songs.
Wayne features.
I don't think you can argue. I don't.
Wayne
Let's
I can
talk
name-
about a song that was all features. Do you remember that song that came out with the LeBron movie?
I don't know what that means, the
All
LeBron
I do
movie.
is win.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I
It
know the
was
song.
like Drake,
Got money, I'm
Lil
a man.
Wayne, Eminem.
It's a
and
Khaled
so-
song.
And
Was that
He's
That was,
talking about Forever.
Yeah, he's talking about Forever.
Forever?
With
Yeah.
Kanye,
Oh,
yeah,
I was like,
Eminem
wait,
and
that's
shit.
not that song.
It's
Yeah.
That's what
so
he's
bad.
talking about.
Oh,
It's
yeah, that's a
so
different-
bad.
What?
So bad.
That song made Drake's career.
It's so bad. Though.
I mean, I thought it was pretty good.
That song
at the
literally-
time.
Yeah, I was
It's
just-
kind of like
at the
aged
time,
badly.
at the
That's
time,
08,
at the
like-
time, I loved it.
I think that
but
song's
now, looking back at it,
I still think that song's
trash.
great.
I kind of agree with that.
yeah,
Looking back at it,
Are we
it's
talking about
kinda-
the same song?
yeah.
Yeah.
The last name ever, first name Grace.
Greatest.
Yeah, that song's dope.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah, but nowadays it's not as.
I mean,
how
that's
is
when
that
he
less-
first came. That was like Drake's
I'm
first coming
saying-
out. Like,
I'm
give
saying
him
that's-
a
Drake
break.
came out and he blew in his straw and wailed away
same
on
thing with Lil
Degrassi.
Wayne. You wouldn't listen to like pre-Carter 1 Lil Wayne and be
No.
like, "This is fucking dope." You'd be
Dude,
like,
I would.
Dude,
you'd be like, "It's all right."
the argument
Like,
that I'm making is that Drake is not that different than current Drake. it's
and I
different,
don't
but
even
not
like
that
current Drake.
different.
Pre-Carter 1 Wayne was like, like he still had that like super fucking
the wheezy sound,
the
but
wheezy
like
sound,
higher pitched,
and that like Louisiana fucking.
and
he was just copying off the other Cash Money members.
and he also
like, flows
wasn't
and
using
shit.
auto tune, so he didn't have that like that Lil Wayne sound.
Mhm.
That,
He was too over the top.
Young money millionaire.
Wayne still, to me, to this day, bro, Wayne still sound the same as he did on Bling Bling. To me,
he uses auto tune now.
that's
I
it.
think
He
he
just
sounds
it's just
the same
auto tune.
since-
Well, I
He
know,
still
but he
sound the
sounds
same.
yeah, he's still the same voice, but I'm saying the auto tune does like if you go from now Wayne
Whoa.
to then Wayne, the main difference is the auto tune.
Wait a minute. Was the Carter 2 is the one with him with the car? It's like black and white,
No,
right?
that's Carter.
that's-
that's Carter too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, is there a song called Fly or Airplane or something? Like it's like the second track.
Hold on.
I remember loving that. Whatever it
I have
was.
to, like, look at the track.
All right, the Carter 2, Fly In,
Fly in. Whew.
and it's got.
I love the Carter 2.
Actually, it
Yeah,
doesn't really
Carter
have.
2.
I
any
feel
lyrics.
like that's just like it's called Fly In. That's like the intro, ain't it?
No, it's the second
No.
song.
Yeah.
It
I
is.
swear it's like a
it
little
is.
thing.
It's 2 minutes and 23 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Lil Wayne's a beast. I'll say
But that's the one that has like Fireman and
Yeah.
shit on it. Like I
Yeah.
don't know if you know that song, but
I love Fireman. That's a good one too.
But that's what I'm saying, though. Carter, that's what I'm saying.
Go DJ.
You and I are saying the opposite thing, which is, to me, now, when I say what I'm about to say, I like all of them. So, like, I'm not saying that they're bad. From 2 to 4, they get better as they go. 2 is worse than 3. 3 is worse than 4.
I
I
disagree.
disagree also.
I think it's opposite.
Right, that's what I'm saying. But
Yeah.
I'm just,
I think it goes 4, 3, 2.
I think 3 and 4 is debatable.
I mean, it goes in order of goodness. It goes 2, 3, 4.
Like for me, I like Wayne. Like it's not fair to pick one song at a time, but I'm just gonna do it just because it's the easiest thing to do. But like if I go Fireman
Right.
versus A Milli,
Fireman.
A Milli's way better.
Oh no, Fireman.
No way, dude.
Yeah.
To be honest, A Milli isn't even like the best song on the Carter 3. I'm just kind of drawing a blank.
Millionaire.
What else is on
I would
Carter
way
3?
rather listen to Fireman.
Let the beat build.
Yeah, let the beat build, bitch.
That one's good too.
Mrs. Officer.
That one's good too. I like all these songs better than Fireman, and I like Fireman.
Oh, I still like
But-
Fireman
but
better.
him
You
just
saying you
going-
like these songs better than Fireman?
Yeah, Mrs. Officer is a better made song.
Oh, it's a better made song.
Like him just
But
going
it's not a better
fireman, fire for fireman. That's not better than like when I get
Let me
up
spark it up
on
and
ya.
I'ma put you.
Like-
He didn't write that though.
I don't care. I'm just saying what song is best. I don't care what he
We're
wrote.
talking about Lil Wayne though.
That is Lil Wayne. He has to okay that going on his
I
record. He has to
guess.
hand
Yeah,
pick
you're
it.
right, you're right. But
I'm not
like,
saying he wrote it.
you can't say like Bobby Valentino had a dope ass
Technically, did Drake
feature
write
on
any
there.
of
That's
his
what makes
shit?
it better. Like,
Well, but even
I mean-
still, I'm not saying that's
Does
the good
Drake
part.
write any of his shit?
He writes some of it.
this is a perfect segue
Fuck
into
Drake.
our
That's-
next subject.
That is part of it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Go
it is
ahead.
part of it. And Lil Wayne is someone who notoriously always supposedly didn't have ghostwriters.
That was
but
a great accidental segue.
Yeah, accidental segue.
I-
Even though
I-
people
I
used to
know how
say,
to mind read.
remember back in the day, Gilly the Kid said he was writing Wayne shit. You guys remember that?
I do remember that.
Yeah, Gilly the Kid and Lil Wayne had beef.
Was
I
that
don't even know who that
founded?
is.
Was
They
that
had
found
big beef,
to
but
be
it was
real?
based off of one song.
I was gonna say, I
Not
don't
based
know.
off of everything. It was
I was-
based off of
Same
one
thing.
song.
That's what happened with Drake too.
Yeah, I was saying.
I mean, I'm sure that. But with that said,
One song that he was on with Gilly the Kid.
but that's one thing I'll say though, is, and this goes for everyone because I know we're gonna talk about a couple artists in this conversation, but that goes with a couple things because it depends on how you define ghostwriter.
If
And
you
what I mean by that, let me just like throw this out there. If you and I are in there making a song right now, as we do all the time, and I say, hey, that line's cool, but let's do this line instead. And you're like, yes. Technically, that is ghostwriting.
Mhm.
So with that said, you can't find me one artist ever, anytime in the history of ever, unless they totally record themselves
Exactly.
only, that doesn't happen.
hmm
Now, if we're talking, I wrote this song, here you go, artist. Do you like this song? Do you want to perform it? Then okay, that's a different.
Yeah.
That's your Beyonce's, your Britney Spears, your.
I'll get back to you on that.
Okay.
Okay. So let me explain. Basically, from my notes here, this is Sep Skirty reporting live from Mystery Lane. We have a news story in that Megan Thee Stallion has dissed Kodak Black.
Yes.
Kodak's producer aired her out this week for having a ghost writer.
Yes.
Okay, so I mean, Megan Thee Stallion has a ghostwriter. I don't really give a fuck. Like,
No.
does
You
Drake
can't
have a
tell.
ghostwriter? I really don't care.
Like,
Does Bad Baby have a ghostwriter? Probably. Who gives a fuck?
I don't
Like,
really care about ghostwriters.
Now, here's my thing. Like, I wouldn't really want a ghostwriter. The scenario you just presented, we do that all the time.
Yes.
Like all of us in here, we
That's
make
why I
songs,
asked to define
and
it.
Someone will say like, "Hey, do this, add that, take that away, this or that."
Yeah.
Technically, that's not really ghostwriting. That's like you're getting a song credit. Like you're helping compose.
I just
the
meant
song.
that it's not that person
But-
didn't come up with their lyrics by themselves. That's all I was.
But what I'm talking about is fully like I wrote
Here's
this
song.
entire song, hook
Yeah.
and verse. Here, Dave.
Right.
Like, and more so, not just like, we've done stuff like that before too, like present each other ideas and things
Sure.
or like concepts. But it's like,
Or like write collectively, like the whole song is being created
but it's like,
collectively.
would you openly go out and pay someone to write for you?
It depends. Think of it like this, because you got to think these aren't independent people. So like what that means is that you are with a record label. You go into the studio, and then I go. I'm just gonna say that Dave is a Grammy nominated. He's a Grammy award winning songwriter.
He is.
I bring you into the. He is. I bring you into the studio, and I say, "Hey, man, like I'll be an engineer in this," and we have Dave. He's a Grammy award-winning thing. He's got this song for you. He wants to show you.
Yeah.
There's no way, unless you don't like the song, which is possible.
Right.
But there's no way that you love that song and you go, "I don't want it."
right.
There's no way, dude.
Oh yeah, of course.
So
of
with that
course.
said, I understand you saying, "Well, I'm not searching out," but that's the thing is neither are they. They are being
one,
groomed to be that. You know.
I'll present two things. One, let's say Dave gets signed. Dave is a rapper and a writer.
Yeah.
And he gets signed and he writes some songs, whatever.
Huh?
They're like, "We're not feeling these. You're not writing no more. We're having someone write for you." How do you feel as an artist if your label says you're not writing
you're
any
not.
songs anymore?
Suck my dick.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
No, you're not.
I guess that's debate. That's debatably different if the artist is like, "No, I want to write," and they're
Because
like, "No,
if
you
you're,
can't."
this is the thing. If you're just about to say, "I'm not writing anymore," what do you need me for?
Well,
Find somebody else.
Well, no, the answer is that
Something
whatever about
is
you
marketable.
has appeal that
Yeah.
is marketable, but your lyrics are lacking.
Okay, but you can find something else and somebody else.
Well, my argument would be that's still arguing your point, but in a different angle. My argument would be, well, my lyrics is what's got me here, and you saw value, so what's the problem?
Exactly. Like
But I will say,
that's what I'm
though,
saying. They
that I
gotta
don't-
suck my dick on that one, dog.
There's no way that I could know this, but I don't think that that's really happening. I don't think there's a lot of artists where they're like, you sit in the chair, you sing the lyrics, and they're like, "I want to write it," and they're like, "Absolutely not, you
Right.
fucking
I
idiot."
would,
Yeah.
I would say one name, Britney Spears.
That's what I'm
Oh.
saying. I think Britney Spears shows up and does the job. I don't think she goes, "Guys, I really would like to write," and they're like, "Shut up."
Yeah.
I know that
I think maybe she might have
I
been
don't.
like, "I kind of want to write," and they're like,
I
"No,
don't.
dude."
And with that said, what do you think about Christina Aguilera? What do you think about name another pop? What do you think about Beyonce?
What do you think about Pink?
What
I
about
like
her?
her.
She's okay. I don't really have an opinion. I still say her best song, which a lot of people are like, no, is her first. I'm coming up, so you better
no.
get the
Wait,
party
that's
started.
Pink?
That's her first hit.
Wow, you didn't know that?
Whoa.
Wow.
Yeah.
He's a young.
My favorite
Get
Pink
the
song
party
is-
started.
That's in the show that I'm running right now, and I did
That's
not know it
hilarious.
was Pink.
Yeah, that's Pink, dude.
I thought it was
That's
okay.
early Pink. That's her
Well,
first
now,
hit.
I think
Yeah.
the reason that I got that confused is
I remember that being on like
Y'all
Now
remember there
4 or
was,
5.
Yeah, that was
y'all
all.
remember the Black Eyed Peas under a very similar title. I think the
Oh, let's
version
get this
now
party
is
started.
Oh, let's
yeah,
get it
but-
Let's get
started.
retarded in here.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
That was a controversial song.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
That's why I get it.
I swear,
confused,
ain't
yeah.
it called "Get It Started"? Let's get it started.
It's okay.
yeah. It is.
Yes.
mm.
It's called Get
But
It
then
Started.
they say, "Let's,
Let's
get,
get retarded."
retarded."
Yeah.
Yeah.
They say both in the song.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
they say the line, "Let's get retarded," and then they
Oh,
had to,
okay. I was going to say, I know that ain't the name of the
You know,
song.
you
It's
know
called
that
"Let's Get It
fucking,
Started."
the retards don't like that. But listen,
retard. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
we're joking. It's all satire. Jesus Christ.
Joe's like, we love the retard.
we love them. Come on, man. I got,
No, that's
All right,
move
we'll
on.
cut it
Move
there.
on.
Anyways.
Yeah.
what was I about to say though? Oh fuck.
We
were we just
were
talking
saying
about?
the ghostwriting and like,
Yeah, the ghostwriting.
and you said Britney, and then I said, well, I don't
Oh,
think.
I was gonna say my favorite Pink song is "Like a Pill," and I bet she probably wrote that herself.
I don't know the song.
No, I don't know if she wrote it.
But
herself.
honestly, she might have. Some. I'm not saying if you're a pop star, you don't write stuff.
Yeah,
But a lot of pop is is a product. It's a put together thing with 12 songwriters and 10 producers and
I am personally a fan of when people do write their own music, and not just that, but it has some type of meaning or backstory to it. Like it's not just a good written song that's catchy and poppy and everybody likes it, but
well, most famous songs are actually like general.
Like if people could tell like a story and it's a real story, like you didn't just make it up.
That's what I'm saying. That's pretty rare though.
It is, but
I'm not saying it doesn't happen.
Those are the best songs. Like,
but I'll say this too is like, it's only rap that this matters in. Like no other genre goes, yeah, but who's got a ghostwriter though? Well, I'm better because I don't have a ghostwriter. It's only rap that does that.
Well, I think because most
rock bands have ghostwriters.
Other genres are historically, that's just how they are. Like
that's my point.
But even at that though, like most of the big Led Zeppelin songs in the beginning were stolen from other pieces.
I mean,
see, that's
Elvis,
the thing, like groups and
all
like
soul
bands
music,
and shit like that.
Yeah,
like
all soul music. They didn't write any of it.
It is accepted to have a writer like Smokey Robinson, bro. He wrote for the Temptations.
Yeah,
he wrote hella songs for them.
That's the point that I'm making. Is I'm more,
and that shit is like it's all good. It's okay. Yeah. But if I be like y'all three gotta write me a song.
Right. I guess that's what I'm saying. Let me phrase it like this. It's not a point that I'm making, more of a like a question, which is why? How come rap is the only genre? I'm trying to sit here and think. I can't think of any genre that
it may just be because for the longest time, because of what the style is, like now granted it's different for us because like when we heard Donda, we were like, okay, the production in this is cool.
Yeah.
But for the average person, it's the lyrics and what they're saying that is like the big part of it. And it may not be as important now, but that's where it came from.
Does it come? Do you think it comes from a place where between battling and then also just
it comes from
cypher,
the culture, like early in hip hop, it came from literally like these streets, like battling,
standing outside,
rapping on corners.
I was
like,
just about to say,
MCs, like
okay,
it's because rapping is what it is. It's that bragging right to be like, I said this,
right? Okay, so
and nobody else did, or nobody helped me say this.
Yeah, so I do agree with that logic, but the point that I was going to say after that was, that's all fair, but music, not people standing outside and rapping against each other.
Yeah.
Radio music is not like that.
Exactly.
Meaning that like, who fucking cares if Drake wrote nothing, everything, 4 songs, 100 of them, you still like the song.
Exactly.
Right? And the idea that like, because a lot of people did do this, it comes out that Drake had a ghostwriter. So then people go, fuck Drake. But 1 month before that, when you didn't hear that, you love Drake.
Right.
So the only crux is that he wrote it or he didn't. And then the thing with Megan and Cardi and all them is they have ghostwriters. And Kodak, well, it wasn't Kodak, Kodak's producer calling her, like, is anyone surprised, A? And B, does it matter?
Right.
Like, I actually prefer it when dudes write, or I like it when she's writing about her pussy, not other dudes.
That's the thing too. Is like, to put that into context, like you say, like if Cardi and Megan and stuff aren't writing their own shit, it's like some dude or a chick or probably a dude.
It's probably a dude. Most of the time, it's like a producer guy.
Is like sitting somewhere like writing raps for them about how wet their pussies are. They have no real talent on their own.
Well, they do in the sense that they're
like what Dave said. Like, what are you keeping me around for? Like, what am I good for? Like, you are literally a piece of meat that looks good.
You look good.
Well, we're gonna dress you as little as we can. You get up there and shake your ass, and you say these words on this paper.
Well, it's a lot of stuff. It is all that.
What a life.
It is all that. But you also have to keep in mind that not anyone can do that. Because you have to do all that, but you also have to tour the world, which is not easy. You have to put your whole life in it. You have to give up your public image, which I'm saying the negatives. There's obviously positives. You get super rich.
That is the metaphorical selling your soul, technically. Like,
okay. Sorry about that, guys. We had an audio cut out there. We'll stitch it together somehow. We have some changes coming up behind the scenes with the podcast stuff that'll hopefully fix all these issues, but we're just rolling with it. So I don't remember what you were saying.
I was just saying that was like the metaphorical selling your soul to the devil. Like the devil doesn't actually come to you and buy your soul.
Right.
I hope.
Right.
I hope.
I actually think that would be sick.
And
wow. You'd be the first one in line.
I absolutely would.
But But basically, that kind of is selling out. Is like, you know, you're not using any of your own real
But is it, though?
skills or talent.
But
Like,
here's
you're
the thing, though, is they are using, because even in the case of like let's say Cardi B or Megan Thee Stallion, either one.
Yeah.
The reason that they're successful is not because they write their own stuff or anything like
it's their
that.
personality.
It's their voice, their personality, and it fits it.
Yeah.
It can't
So
be their
they're-
voice. Megan sounds like a man.
But people like it.
People love men rappers. What do you mean?
People like her voice,
But
or else they
she's
wouldn't
trans.
listen to it.
No, it's one of those things that I actually think that it's
Oh, God.
it's a confidence thing in Megan.
Yeah.
I think that's
Yeah.
the thing that people like in her voice.
Yep.
Oh God!
I
mean,
I heard what you said, and I heard what he
I
said.
know he's laughing about some other shit. But I'll say a couple of things, and then I think we should let people know about something else. But
Yeah.
hold on.
Hold
I just
on.
want to say. We've talked about Megan Thee Stallion. We've talked about Cardi B. We even touched on Bad Baby just a tiny bit.
Yeah.
And we've put these women into the dirt. We've said, God, what raunchy, terrible fucking women they are. For
I
this
didn't
shit.
put them in the
didn't say
dirt.
We didn't say that, but we discussed them at length, and I
Yeah,
just
we
think
did.
it's funny that you know who missed this whole conversation, the queen goat.
Nicki Minaj.
Mhm.
Yep. She's been doing it. She's been doing
Yeah,
the same
Nicki.
shit.
You started this shit, Nikki. What the fuck?
But she does right.
she didn't start this shit.
No, she didn't
did.
start it, but she does it.
She's a
Whoever
baby
that old
little
lady
kid.
is
But-
that made Shave Me Dry started this
Yeah,
shit.
But Nicki does right though.
yeah.
I
That's
can't
where
say-
I will credit Nikki. She does
But
definitely right.
We
Yeah.
can't deny that there's probably
Oh, she's probably
something
had
out there.
ghostwriters,
Yeah.
dude. They said her
But
dude wrote for
what
her or
I'll say
something,
is
but-
you saying selling out in the sense of not literal, but yeah. So what I'll say is I disagree in the sense that it's not selling out. If you came in that way,
okay.
so, and we don't know,
True.
right? Bad Baby, for example, definitely came in that way.
Nicki
No,
Minaj
Nicki
didn't
didn't.
come in that way.
Nicki.
Nicki didn't, and she's still right. So in that way, she didn't sell out.
But
But I'm
like-
saying Cardi B. If I don't know if she did or not, but if Cardi B never wrote, she's only been the way she is.
Mhm.
Then how did she sell out? She never changed.
Now, is it possible that Nicki always made music like that poppy music,
Yeah,
but they made her make the street rap music
I think
first
I
to
actually
come out?
think that she's not like this like crazy intelligent songwriter, but I think that she actually just is a good songwriter.
Mhm.
So if I told her to write a country song, I actually think she could.
Yeah.
I think she's just a good songwriter. So I think that at a certain point she came in rapping and it was like, oh, lady rapper, that's not unheard of, but less common at the time. And then also she's like, oh, I can make pop records and sell millions, you know,
Right.
like it's kind of a both.
Who was the last relevant female rapper before Nicki?
I don't know which of these I would
Remy.
say. Well,
Or
Okay.
Foxy.
Well-
Yeah,
or,
I thought it was Remy too. That's what
Remy,
I said.
Trina,
Oh,
Lil
yeah,
Kim,
Trina.
Missy Elliott.
Lil Kim was already dying off by the time, or already.
What about
died
Missy
off.
Elliott?
So was Missy. Yeah, Missy,
Well, Missy-
was about done.
She's kind of
Missy's a whole different thing.
Yeah,
like,
but
Missy
she is a
always
rapper
was.
though. But she is a rapper.
Yeah,
But
she's definitely a rapper.
Missy is
She's
a
not-
perfect example. We can kind of end on that. Missy is a perfect example. She has never had to be over sexualized. She's overweight. Like,
She's overweight, but
She's-
she has tons of sexual imagery in her videos, bro.
not of her though.
Not okay. So what does that mean?
That's what I'm saying. She
So
doesn't,
I can
she doesn't
have-
over sexualize herself.
Right, but she still uses sex though. Is my point.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody does.
That's
what
yeah.
I'm saying. She just doesn't have to be half naked to do it.
So what
herself,
I'm
you
saying,
know what
okay, so
Like,
okay,
I respect that.
So what if Megan Thee Stallion
put some
wore,
clothes on.
wore a
I'd
big
be like,
wore
good.
a big black trash bag like the famous
Yeah.
Missy Elliott video, but the rest of the video is the same. There's 40 butt cheeks behind her shaking, but your problem.
was there 40 butt cheeks in that video? I'd have to rewatch.
I'm
it.
not saying Missy.
rewatch
I'm
it.
saying
Oh,
Let's watch it.
I'm
Let's
saying
watch it.
theoretically. I'm not. No, I'm saying Megan's video.
I was.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about Missy's
No,
video.
no.
I was like-
No. I'm
'cause
saying
as far as I remember, Missy wasn't that sexualized.
she
I don't
wasn't
know,
super
maybe, like-
sexualized, but I'm saying that she even had like sexy dudes shirtless and dancing and shit.
See, I don't recall. Like,
Yeah.
I'd have to go back and look.
Yeah, but my point is, it's always been there.
Well, we'll pick that conversation up another
And I'll say
time.
this too. Selling out for having someone write your songs, is Tom Cruise selling out when he didn't write Mission Impossible?
Did The Rock sell out when he did a song with Tech Nine? Did the Ravens sell out when they moved to Baltimore?
Let's be real.
Yes.
Is there even such thing as selling
Did
out?
Big Ben sell out when he raped that girl?
Whoa.
Oh,
I mean, I'm just asking. Anyways, let me get to this. You guys should go to themrelane.com and get you some new merch. We got some stuff dropping real soon, I hope. But you got to talk to this guy over here because he's in charge of all that. But hopefully he gets on top of it, and soon you guys will have new shirts, new hoodies, new hats, new bats. There's no bats.
Bats. That would be cool.
We should have did something with bats. We should have put like a bat on a shirt. That's coming. Maybe next year. Next Halloween. Look out.
Yeah, and I just want to mention that we're adding backpack.
Oh yeah, backpack.
We're adding beanies because it's getting cold out there.
Beanie.
it's getting a little cold.
Is that it? Is that all the like new, not new items? Meaning
We got weenie beanies.
What does that even mean?
It's like a beanie for your weenie.
Oh, okay.
Keep
Like
your
condoms.
like
I was saying, ain't that a condom?
well, it kind of implies that it's
we
like
should do condoms.
it's kind of implied that it's like a knitted condom though, a beanie.
Yeah. Like what?
Like a
not
wool
very good
condom
protection, but
for
it
that
keeps your dick
winter.
warm.
Hey, it's
winter
nice.
So
chill.
it just covers the tip.
Yep.
Like,
All right,
A little bonnet. A little...
send us home.
All right, so we appreciate you stopping by again. This is our first. Is this our first? This is our second episode since we started the new schedule. So hopefully you guys are okay with the every other week and the clips and stuff. We have merch coming soon. You're gonna hear about that. We're also gonna post videos about that, so you'll see all that. But yeah, appreciate you guys stopping by, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Peace.
See ya.